Linkin Park has never been just a band. It has been a movement. A force. A sound that captured the frustration, vulnerability, and rebellion of an entire generation. From hybrid theory to meteoric success, from mournful lyrics to mosh pits of emotional release, this was more than music, it was identity. And yet, identity is not a static thing. It evolves. It suffers. It fractures. It rebuilds. And in the case of Linkin Park, it mourns. It mourned in 2017 when Chester Bennington, a soul of immeasurable weight and voice, took his final bow from the world. In the wake of his loss, silence took over, a silence too loud to ignore, yet too sacred to disturb. Years passed. Fans waited, unsure of what would come. Tributes flowed. Side projects emerged. The band, once known for its explosive live energy and unfiltered emotion, retreated from the stage, trying to find healing. Trying to find themselves again. But now, the silence has been broken. Linkin Park is walking forward, not to erase the past, but to honor it. To carry it. To extend it into the present with a new face, a new chapter, and a new voice. That voice belongs to Emily Armstrong. Some fans embraced it immediately. Some did not. Some felt confusion. Others felt betrayal. Change, after all, is not something the human heart accepts easily, especially when that change touches something as deeply personal as music. But music must breathe to survive. Emily Armstrong, known for her raw vocal grit and stage presence as the frontwoman of Dead Sarah, is not trying to become Chester Bennington. She never could. No one could. Chester was singular. He was thunder and flame, both pain and poetry wrapped in one scream. What Emily is doing, what Linkin Park is doing, is daring to live again. Daring to create, even through grief. Daring to evolve. In an interview with The Guardian, Armstrong spoke with honesty, not arrogance, not defiance. Just truth. She acknowledged the storm that followed her announcement. She didn't pretend it didn't hurt. She didn't deflect. I was a little bit naive about it, to be honest, she said. But I'm old enough to know the difference between real life and the internet. Because behind every headline is a human being. Behind every tweet is a choice. And behind every note is a risk. Armstrong has faced not just scrutiny of her musical ability, but allegations about her personal life. Allegations that tie her to controversial institutions. Accusations that link her to names like Danny Masterson. These are claims she has not directly addressed in this interview, but their weight hangs in the air. And when that weight presses down, it doesn't just rest on her shoulders, it bears down on the entire legacy of Linkin Park. Even Chester's family, his mother Susan Eubanks, and his son Jamie Bennington, have voiced discomfort, their feelings raw in public. And how could they not? Chester wasn't just a bandmate. He was family, blood or not. His absence is still an open wound, a wound that fans and family alike continue to feel. And yet, through this storm, Linkin Park is standing. Bruised, yes, but standing. Because if grief has taught them anything, it's that pain does not disappear, it transforms. And music has always been their vehicle for transformation. The band has not abandoned its roots. It has not cast aside the past. Chester's voice still echoes through every beat. His lyrics still resonate in every room. But now, there's a new energy, a new harmony. A new attempt at finding meaning in sound. Linkin Park is not starting over. They are continuing. Continuing in the only way they know how, with honesty, with intensity, with risk. It's not the same. It's not supposed to be. To expect Emily Armstrong to replace Chester is to misunderstand what Linkin Park is doing. They are not replacing, they are surviving. They are not resurrecting, they are evolving. And evolution is not painless. It demands sacrifice. It demands missteps. It demands courage. When Emily steps on stage, she knows the shadows she walks through. She knows the ghost in the microphone stand. She knows the skepticism in the crowd. But she also knows the power of music to heal, to connect, to transcend. There will be critics. There always are. But there will also be those who listen, not just to compare, not just to judge, but to understand. To feel, to remember. Linkin Park has always been about breaking the mold. About speaking uncomfortable truths. About living loud in a world that demands silence. So when fans shout, when they tweet, when they protest, Linkin Park listens. But they also play on. Because that's what Chester would have done. That's what music requires. It requires faith, not in perfection, but in persistence. It requires bravery, not in erasing the past, but in bearing its weight. And so the band moves forward. Not faster, not stronger, but real. They stand as survivors of grief, of fame, of loss, of themselves. And Emily Armstrong. She is not trying to be Chester Bennington. She is trying to be Emily Armstrong, an artist stepping into history, not to rewrite it, but to add her voice to its chorus. Some will walk away. That's their right. But some will stay. And listen. And maybe, just maybe, feel something they haven't felt in years. Because this is still Linkin Park. And Linkin Park has always been more than a name. More than a sound. It's been a way to survive. A way to scream. A way to heal. And in that spirit, the journey continues.